Welcome to Developing Palates. This review recap is brought to you by J.C. Newman. Founded in 1895 by Julius Caesar Newman, J.C. Newman Cigar Company is the oldest family-owned premium cigar maker in America. J.C. Newman rolls its El Rolage, factory throwouts, and Trader Jack's cigars by hand-operated vintage cigar machines at its historic cigar factory in Tampa, Florida. It also hand-rolls its Brick House, Perla del Mar, El Baton, and Quorum cigars at the J.C. Newman Pinza Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. J.C. Newman's Diamond Crown, Maximus, Julius Caesar, and Black Diamond cigars are handmade at Tabacalera A Fuente in the Dominican Republic. With its longtime partners, the Fuente family, the Newmans founded the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation, which supports low-income families in the Dominican Republic with education, healthcare, vocational training, and clean water. Learn more by visiting jcnewman.com. Hello, everyone. Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Ventura Cigar Company studio. With me today is John McTavish. How you doing, John?
Monday.
So today we are talking about the Hoyo de Monterrey HOYO La Amistad Black Rothschild. Length is 4.5 inches by 50 ring gauge. Comes out of the Tabacalera AJ Fernandez factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Sumatra, binder is Mexican San Andres, and the filler is Nicaraguan Habano. Price point is $7.29, and the cigar was released in July of 2018. So, John, take us through your smoking experience.
In a word, disappointment. I rated all 3/3 average to give you a sense of sort of where I am with the review on this guy. First third had some powdered cocoa and leather, ended up with medium plus pepper, which kind of dominated the profile. I'm one who likes pepper, but I would say it was very rough and unbalanced. Ended up lingering quite a bit at the back of my throat. Then there was some earthiness, which really didn't help the overall profile. A little bit of sweetness came in sort of at the end of the draw, maybe halfway through, which kind of cut a little bit of the earthiness in the pepper. But by the end of the first third, the earth ended up completely overpowering the palate 100%. Middle third, that earthiness really carried in. There was some sweet barbecue that maybe evolved the profile a little bit of cocoa, but really all those flavors just got blown completely out by that earthiness. And then I got this really intense bitterness on the tip of my tongue, which was unpleasant. It wasn't like a char bitterness, but like an actual true bitterness. Last third, again, earthiness just dominating the profile. At this point, maybe medium minus. The pepper that was just so forward in the first and middle third is completely gone. Cocoa is kind of there underneath the earthiness, but that earthiness is so dominant in the profile, it's tough to pick it out. In terms of burn and construction, burn was really good. A little uneven in the first third, self-correcting, relighting in the middle third, and then that was really it. So no touch-ups, just one relight, no big deal. Draw was a little resistant, so I rated it as very good, about maybe 1.5 notches. Still what I would consider in the very good quality. Just have to mark it down because we're reviewers. That's what we do. Aaron, what was your experience like?
Yeah, for me, this cigar started with a note that kind of straddled the line between an intense baking spice or concentrated char. I couldn't really figure that out at that point. There was a fair amount of mustiness that was kind of accompanying that note. About a 1/4 inch in, that note kind of settled on the side of the very charred wood side. There was a little bit of black pepper along with it as well. It was kind of getting me to salivate a fair amount. The direct hit kind of in the middle of my tongue like if I had poured a packet of like sweet and low on it. Retrohale has an intense black pepper, significant zing that's kind of followed up by a little bit of mustiness. About 1 inch in, full-on charred wood and mustiness remain. I still get a kind of a quick hit of that artificial sweetener sensation. Even though the body was quite full, the strength was really like slightly below medium. And then in the second third, charred wood has mellowed a fair amount. Mustiness was even with it. The artificial sweetener sensation has gone away. About 1/2 inch in, mustiness moved ahead of the charred wood. There was a slight bitter finish to the profile. Retrohale has a slight black pepper bite to it, but mostly kind of shows the charred wood and the mustiness. And as the third was coming to a close, the wood took on a bit of a pine note. Strength bumped up to medium. And then getting into the final third, musty pine profile kind of continues on. About 1/2 inch in, the body picks up as the pine becomes a bit brighter. Retrohale shows that same mix of pine and mustiness. And the cigar's wrapping up kind of maintains that musty pine note. Strength remains at that medium mark. In regards to construction, it was all very good. Burn line was slightly wavy, never needed any attention. Ash held on through each third. And in regards to the draw, it was fairly loose to start, but it tightened up as it went along, and it was at the perfect level by the start of the final third. So no real issues there. So overall, John, what were your thoughts on this thing?
I rated the cigar overall as average, but I would say disappointed because I know that AJ is capable of doing better cigars than this. You know, I don't have and I said this in my recap or my summary statement, I don't have the requisite tobacco experience to sort of call out what the issue was with the cigar, but my gut feeling tells me that really I think the tobacco was just not fermented properly or not fermented long enough, because for me, the whole profile is just very unbalanced, all over the place. That just it didn't have the flavor. Like, you can blend a strong cigar that's still got lots of flavor complexity, and this was not it. And given some of the, I can't remember the other Hoyo that AJ blended that was quite good. So this was a stark contrast to that. Quite frankly, I was expecting something along the same lines as a follow-up, just more intense, and I did not get that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that the cigar brought much of a good experience. It's quite out of balance to start. It got about average in the second third, and then it finished on a down note. Really nothing here that would make me want to come back to this cigar whatsoever. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. Getting the scores, you gave it a 5.50. I gave it a 4.43. How do you think that 5.5 matched up for your experience?
Probably in the high side, actually. On reflection on my notes, it's probably a 5.25. So it's probably a little easy on the cigar, as it were. I think one of the thirds should have actually been rated as subpar. But I think you really hit the nail on the head with the closing statement there, that there's not a lot that could get me to smoke this cigar again.
Yeah, my score of 4.43 is a good match. That middle third at average is what kind of saved this from being even a bigger beating than I gave it. But yeah. Other than good construction, which is typically what you expect to have a AJ Fernandez produced cigar, and there's nothing good about the cigar. I mean,
I don't know how anyone smokes this and says, yep, she's ready to release on the market, let's go for it. I mean, everybody else has got palates too. They're obviously in the cigar industry, so somebody dropped the ball somewhere.
Yep, I agree. All right, if you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.